Live episode of the Dawgs podcast, coming to you live from Hall of Fame Lanes here in Canton, Ohio, for the Bowling with Pros event, sponsored by the Tuscarawas County Browns Backers. They are one of the premier chapters in the country. That's not just my opinion, not just because I live across the street from where they meet, but also because the president of the Browns Backers says so also. They're always putting on great events like this. I mean, literally 7 days ago, they had Josh Cribbs at Shenanigans in Dover. Today, we're here at Hall of Fame Lanes, and we got tons of former Browns players, just former Cleveland athletes. Bernie Kosar is going to be here, Hanford Dixon, Bob Golick, Felix Wright, Greg Pruitt, Mike Pruitt, Anthony Griggs, James Black, Joe Charbonneau. Sorry, I messed up saying it. Just the list goes on and on and on. They're just walking around here right now. You might see them in the background. You might hear them talking. A great event sponsored here by the Tuscarawas County Browns Backers for the Southeast Ohio Toys for Tots. So if you're local to the area, you want to stop in, meet some former Browns players, get some autographs, win some door prizes. They got like a silent auction going on right now. I saw Browns helmets, Ohio State helmets, all that good stuff. So bowl with these guys, get in a couple games of bowling, hang out with some former Browns players, raise a ton of money for a great cause. Again, we're at Hall of Fame Lanes here in Canton, Ohio. They're going to be here until 4 p.m. So a nice 5-hour event. You come get your money's worth. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be talking Browns football with you here for the next couple of hours. We're going to be sprinkling in some guests where we're going to have some of these former Browns players jump on the table here, jump on the mic, let you guys know what they're expecting out of the Browns this season. It's just going to be a great time today. I'm really excited to be here and excited for you guys to be here with us. So
I would say anybody on the stream real quick, the guy in the white shirt right behind Kenny over here is Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's sitting down here with us in a little bit.
So it's going to be a great time. Before we get any further, though, if you want thoughts, intros, voicemails on the show, head to thedawgspodcast.com. Tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed yet, please do so. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. Huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed already as we hit the 20,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. Guys, we haven't been doing this really that long, and it wasn't that long ago we had like 100.
I know. Remember we had 1,000. It was, man.
So I think it took over a year to get to our first 1,000. And then that means in 3 years or 4 years since then, we've added 19,000 of you guys. So again, we can't thank you guys enough for being a part of the community, helping this show become what it has, and what we hopefully will continue to make it going into the future. So thank you to everybody, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. You can find us on Apple and Spotify, and if you want more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dawg Pack member on the Patreon page, get access to the private Discord, play fantasy football with us. We got a bunch of leagues filling up in there right now.
Yes.
It's going to be a crazy year for fantasy football in the Dawgs, so you don't want to miss out on that. So that's jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dawg Pack member. So again, I don't know how loud this is in your guys' ear. I was tripping up through there because it's already happening in here.
Yeah, and this is typical Browns Backers event. There's a ton of energy here right now. You can hear the players, the camaraderie here is the camaraderie that we have through our Browns Backers Nation, and it is just so much fun. Again, you can tell with the energy in the back, these guys know each other. It's going to be a great time. If you guys want to support this great initiative, it's the Southeast Toys for Tots. And just get here. There's a bunch of awesome things to be raffled off. Reggie Langhorne's jersey, Bernie Kosar, just to name a few. You can even come up here. Probably there's some stuff to purchase as far as autographs are concerned. But, man, on a nice day, don't miss out. Get out of the house and come on down to the bowling lanes here in Canton, Ohio, man.
It's one of those things, too, where if you've never been to an event like this, and sometimes people can be intimidated to meet, former pro athletes and guys like Bernie and stuff like that. Guys, we've got to do a bunch of these now. They're like the nicest people.
Yeah, yes, they are.
So, sometimes they say, don't meet your heroes. Trust me, there's none of that here. Every single one of these former Browns players that I've ever had the chance to meet, I leave just thinking, they're just the coolest, most down-to-earth. You could just sit and talk to them forever. They are genuinely happy to be here and to meet you guys. The love for the Browns is still super strong in all these players. So, like Kenny said, get over here. It's a great cause. Just meet a bunch of awesome people. It's going to be a great time here till 4 p.m. Again, Hall of Fame Lanes, Canton, Ohio. So, obviously, there's Browns news to talk about. other than Josh's spat with local Cleveland media.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting it, but you know.
Josh is struggling lately. They're coming at. Hey, they wouldn't be coming after us if they weren't afraid.
It's that big 20,000, man. That's why they're coming after you. The big dog now.
Yeah. But Browns news, I would say probably the biggest news right now. End of the voluntary workouts, or it was the mandatory mini camp or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the break now heading in before we get to officially into training camp. And Todd Monken hasn't named a starter at the quarterback position. Shedeur took all the reps one day. Deshaun took them all the next, and they kind of went 50-50 on the third day. I feel like it's been a little bit blown out of proportion in terms of Todd Monken said he'd like to name a starter. He never said I'm 100% definitively going to name a starter, you know. And would I like it if one of these guys, preferably Shedeur, would have just been like demonstratively better? Yes, but it's also very hard to be leaps and bounds better in shorts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
agreed.
It's very how because you're both playing touch football right now,
flag football.
You know, and it's not like they're both first year pros anymore. Shedeur has a season under his belt. He's got a bunch of starts under his belt. This is now his second off season of being a pro. Obviously, Deshaun's been in the league for a while. You would hope that both of them would look comparable and look good in shorts with no real pass rush, no real fear of being hit, all that good stuff.
Well, the way the whole thing unfolded is, if you just look at it logically, it makes sense. Deshaun Watson looks good. He's a 10-year veteran quarterback in the NFL. A former 3-time Pro Bowler, like, of course, he's going to come out and practice very well. I was not surprised by that. Neither were you, I know.
Yeah.
And then you heard the reports as the spring program went along, Shedeur Sanders started gaining traction. And people are like, oh, he's starting to come on strong, and he's starting to show a little better because he doesn't have the 9 years of experience that Deshaun has, and he's learning a new offensive system 1 year after trying to learn the last one, you know.
Well, and the difference it makes not throwing the trash cans. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's actually, well, the other thing is that we have to look at OTAs. They laid down the foundation for the offense. Now these two get to go at each other in pads and shorts, but the whole point, even with minicamp, is that they get some kind of timing down with these new receivers. It's not like it's a team either that has an established receiving unit. The whole thing's starting over. So for what they did and where they're at, I feel good about it. Not naming a starter that are in shorts, like we said. Who cares? Who cares, man?
I said all along it didn't make sense to try to rush this decision through this part of this. It's spring. It didn't make any sense because you're not in pads. You have no idea what these guys look like when there's actual bullets flying in practice. Again, they can't get hit, but the linemen can get hit.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is, I would consider this it's a true competition.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like one of these guys. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, one of these guys is supposed to be the clear-cut starter, and the other one is a 5th-round draft pick. Okay, but things are a little different here in Cleveland. We know what happens with Deshaun. This isn't like, a team drafted somebody number 1 overall, and then they also have like a journeyman quarterback on their camp roster, and their number 1 overall pick, who they're expecting to start this year, doesn't look any better than that journeyman guy they brought in. And then maybe this, what's going on? Why is this guy not way better than the guy who is on his 10th team already? This is a true competition. Well, there's nothing to truly evaluate yet. Honestly, if they both looked awful, I would be a little concerned. If they both look amazing, I could really care less because they're not even playing real football yet.
Right, and I like that Zach Jackson has been trying to sound the alarm a little bit on everybody overreacting to internet, social media highlight clips, because he's saying, listen, like, people are dogging both guys, Deshaun and Shedeur, like, they're holding the ball forever. Well, Todd Monken said after practice that day, we're trying to work on scramble drill. They're supposed to be holding the ball longer in that session. Like, that's what we're working on here. Oh, well, that makes more sense, that they're doing what they're practicing to do. And like the other day, that viral clip of Shedeur throwing the ball into Mike Hall's arm outstretched. I mean, that was a walk-through play. They were just messing around. You look at the linemen, they were just standing there. Like, they were just trying, so you're not at practice.
That's why the stat trackers, does anybody...
There's no context
and I'm telling
you,
I guess I'm not as plugged into other teams, like local media and fandom and stuff like that. But is anybody else doing QB
So it
completion
started,
percentages.
from my understanding, it started in Philadelphia. And I can't remember who the ESPN pundit is, but it started there. And then for whatever reason, we got, when we had last year, people started doing it for whatever reason. And again,
ESPN Cleveland started doing it.
ESPN,
Chops.
Yeah. And then for, like, people look at it, but again, there's the context isn't there. So let's say Deshaun doesn't get the starting reps, Shedeur does, but Shedeur is the guy that's working on the long ball that day. And then Watson gets the goal line stuff. Well, clearly he's going to have more touchdowns thrown, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they split that stuff up. I think they work on specific packages, right? But again, the key word to what I said is I think. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right.
And like that's not what we get reported. They don't give the context. They just give us these arbitrary values.
The only thing I like to see from the stat tracker that interests me at all is the completion percentage. How often are these guys completing passes in practice? Now, again, we don't have the context of that either. Touchdowns, like you said, doesn't matter. Deshaun might be throwing touchdowns from the 20, Shedeur starting on the opposite. I have no idea. I have no clue what the period is, what the session is. But are they completing their passes? Because we saw last year in training camp, how many times did we see the stat tracker and the completion rate for each guy was around like 50 or 60%?
Yeah.
And it's like, that sucks. And then we got to the season, and it was 50 or 60%. So that kind of stuff I feel translates a little more into reality.
It's one of those things where completing passes isn't bad.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not, just because they have a high completion percentage in practice doesn't mean they're good.
Right.
But it can't, I don't see how you could ever look at it as a negative. There just has to be context to every single stat that we're seeing out there. And it's just, I know I'm on a Browns podcast, but like this time of year where just everything is just speculation and overhyped and like borderline just making stuff up.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. If we weren't on a podcast, I might not even look at anything until basically August.
The best thing you can do is actually be the guy right now that doesn't look at anything and talk sense into us that over analyzing everything, right? Because even I got to check myself once in a while. I'm like, damn it, this guy didn't do this, and I'm like, just wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's a fourth string safety. What am I saying here?
I have such a hard time when people will be talking about stuff even in the dog pack, and I'm just like, who gives a shit? Like it is freaking June.
Yeah.
You know, like we have no idea what's going on. And then I have to be like, oh no, I'm supposed to care, you know, and it's just so hard. Like this is why, like, even during the season, I try, like, we can't think we're going to the Super Bowl after we win one game, and we can't think that we're getting the number one pick after we lose one game.
Right.
Because you're going to win games you shouldn't win, and you're going to lose games that you should have won.
Right.
That's just the NFL 100%. Season. The good teams don't lose the games that they shouldn't, or at least they limit them. You know, you might lose one, but you can't let 3 slip away, 4 slip away, that kind of thing.
Here's the thing that you want to see, though, and Josh mentioned it this week when he was on the podcast. There's energy out there. There's buy-in, and these guys are running these plays, and there's zip to them. They know where they're supposed to be. Now, there's been a lot of offsides and stuff. They're starting to clean that up because there is some.
There's so much motion. They're actually doing stuff.
They haven't done this before, right?
Right.
So there's a learning part of it where, yes, they are making mistakes, but when the play's done, they're just like, oh, geez, you know, kind of like sauntering back. They're up. They're picking their teammate up. They're getting back in, and they're like, let's go again. And when they're getting back to the play, from what I've seen, they're getting immediate feedback, and they're getting chewed out a bit, you know, which you should if you're not doing stuff right, getting paid millions of dollars.
One thing I keep seeing from people, too, I feel like a lot of people out there, fans and people on social media, only hyper-focus on what's the offense doing. Well, guys, the defense is practicing, too. Yeah. You know, so you got to take the good with the bad sometimes, and like Kenny said, there's energy, and what I really like, the big stuff for me is the differences this year to last year, because last year, a lot of short passes. And then we saw that in the season. A lot of tight end dump-offs, running back dump-offs, stuff like that. They're already implementing and installing this downfield passing attack, a strong downfield passing attack. And we got the receivers to go do it now. And that, to me, is exciting.
Yeah, and the thing is there's been some made about Fannin not being in practice, but, I mean, Fannin had over 100 targets last year because he was the only option. I'm kind of happy, and I don't know if this is a thing or not, but Shador's not going to lock on him in OTAs. He's not going to lock on him in this mini camp. Let's, get some other guys some opportunities. Let's get these receivers developed. Like, look at the catch radius that we just loved, that we were bought into drafting Boston, and now he's showing it. Like, that's great. That's the stuff that you want to see, right? You want to see other guys like Hickman's the only safety playing. He's the only guy making plays. Well, that's why they tendered him $5.4 million, right? So you're seeing that as well. So those are the small things that you want to see in these OTAs and this mini camp right now. And as far as like wholesale making decisions on the roster, that's not going to happen until the pads come on and training camp and that kind of stuff. Right now, they've seen what they need to see so that they can say, these are the battles that need to be won. These are, unfortunately, we need to get a player in here, and that's where that's going to all that information is going to move over to training camp, and then they'll figure a bit more stuff out. Speaking of the defense, I haven't been on since we immediately traded Miles. Now that we've had time for that to digest, what are your expectations in terms of total defense for the Browns this year? Obviously, losing Miles is a huge blow. We're obviously excited for Jared Verse, but he's not Miles in terms of just pure dominance in the pass rush and stuff like that. Do we have any concerns with the defense? Where do you think the defense is this year? Like, is there going to be a huge drop-off, a little drop-off? What are you guys expecting?
I definitely expect a drop-off. Huge, I wouldn't say huge just because of the rate at which Jared Verse can generate pressure just on his own. Now, he's not a sack conversion guy yet. That's not his big thing like Miles. He'll get the sacks, usually.
100%.
But still, be able to create that pressure just opens the door for Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Isaiah McGuire, Alex Wright, whoever's on the other side to also get to the quarterback. It'd be crazy to say there's not going to be a drop-off, I think.
That's tough to say how they come together. My impression of the defense is just they're one injury away from maybe not being good because there's no depth there.
No,
but if you keep the starters all year, which is not, this is the NFL, it's not going to happen. I would say maybe a little bit more stout against the run because he's a really good against the run Verse. But other than that, mid-15 team and defense. I just need that offense to be.
And we got a new defensive coordinator too, so there's so many variables now that it's really hard to project.
So I was talking in the Discord about this, and I think the Browns can still be a 10 to 12 defense without Miles and adding Jared Verse. I think where you got to look is how does the secondary hold up now when they got to possibly cover longer? Because we saw time and time again. The game plan against the Browns was to you were getting rid of the ball in under 2 seconds or under. So our DBs didn't have to cover for an eternity, which, made them, are they really good? Was Miles making them look good? That kind of thing. So there is some concern there. I agree with you, Kenny. I think there's a chance we could be better against the run. As much as, we love Miles and he loved the pass, I feel like he opened up run lanes a lot he would just rush.
Yes.
He would just rush up the field, and it's like he wasn't reading a run key all the time, and he'd get 5 yards deep up the field, and they would just run right in the giant hole that he created.
The wide 9 was the extra wide 9 on his side.
Especially once it was apparent we weren't going to win many games. It became about the sack record.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I mean? So I do think we could be better against the run. I have some slight concerns about possible secondary issues with, teams maybe not fearing Miles, so they're willing to let plays develop deeper downfield, that kind of thing. But I still think we can be a top 10 to 12 defense. This might be a hot take. I'm not sad to see Jim Schwartz go, and I'm actually excited for the new defensive scheme and the new defensive coordinator Rutenberg, because as much as we all loved Jim Schwartz because we had Joe Woods. You know what I mean?
It's very true.
So we had Joe Woods. We had Joe Woods with no linebackers and no D-line. and we hated them because the defense just got shredded. And it was like we have a competent offense. You know, say what you want about Kevin, but when we had healthy Baker, we had top 15 offenses. And it was like if we could stop a nosebleed, we would win games. And it was kind of like then the opposite the last 2 years. You know, if we could score any points, we would win games. You know, so maybe but we bring in Jim Schwartz, and the defense is just dominant at home, especially right off the rip in that Bengals game that we were at. Thank you, D. Bell. Also, he got his Super Bowl ring.
Good for him, D'Anthony Bell. Yep.
But there's no denying, though, that there were glaring issues with Jim Schwartz's defense. We would get gashed between the tackles. I mean, Tony Pollard. You know what I mean?
You mean Emmitt Smith?
And it was one of those things, misdirection, jet sweeps, runs between the tackles. I mean, if we're being
tackling in the flats.
Yes.
Oh my God.
If we're being completely honest, the thing that we were good at was a pass rush. But there's more to the defense than just the pass rush, especially if the offense isn't going to score and teams are going to have the lead and they're not going to pass against us.
Yeah.
You know, we need to be able to stop the run and all that good stuff. So the stuff that gave Jim Schwartz's defense year one still gave Jim Schwartz's defense problems in year 3.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And
was it 3 or 2? I don't remember. How many years was he here?
3. Yeah, 23, 24, 25. With Mike Rutenberg and he's coming in with this specialization with the secondary and the linebackers. Because remember, he was the linebacker coach in New York for a while. That's that relationship with Quincy Williams, which I see somebody in the chat was talking about Quincy Williams going to be an enforcer. Him with Carson Schlesinger. That is a relationship already on the field at practice and stuff that you can see. It's phenomenal. And with focusing on playing a majority 3 safety look on defense, we've got that now with EMW coming in with Grant Delpit and Ronnie Hickman. I feel really good about even the UDFAs we signed from last year, the Donovan McMillan and Chris Edmonds, those 2 guys as kind of your depth pieces and in case of emergency guys. I don't feel bad about them. So there is lack of depth at the cornerback position and on the D line, but man, what Rutenberg likes to do with that safety group and the linebackers, I feel really good about those crews. And
I like that the Falcons led the league in sacks last year, I believe. We talked about this without
Miles?
Without Myles Garrett. You know, they don't have a top 3 edge rusher on their team or a top 5 edge rusher on their team that I know of. Maybe I'm not up on the know in Falcons roster enough, and so like they're able to scheme and get matchups and generate all kinds of pressure and get sacks. So I like what this guy will be able to do with Isaiah McGuire, Alex Wright, Jared Verse, Mason Graham, all that kind of stuff. We're seeing, like you said, Quincy Williams is a good blitzer. So I'm excited for the new defensive scheme. Like I did not want Jim Schwartz to be our head coach, and I was perfectly fine with him not being our defensive coordinator anymore because there was just no improvement. There was no, like I said, we couldn't stop a jet sweep year 1 with Jim Schwartz, and we couldn't stop a jet sweep year 3 with Jim Schwartz. It was like an ego thing. There was no adjustment. And so by the end of that, I was ready to see something new on the defensive side of the ball.
Sounds like another coach that's not here anymore.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. Adam says, Blake, don't see enough, brother. Hope all is well. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's tough to get out of the house these days, and sometimes it's even tough to make it to my basement. So, with the 2-month-old. So, but I'm going to be. Hopefully, I'll be working my way back onto more regular consistency here.
Well, they're gonna prioritize the turnovers too. Like I don't know if you've watched our new safety Blake, and just when he's practicing, every time he's like trying to punch a ball out. After every play's done, he still makes sure he takes his swipe.
That's what he did in college.
Yeah, and that's what he did in college. He was good with that kind of stuff. Rutenberg, what I like, he's kind of like he's got a lot of mottos, and basically what he says is he's like when he looks for players, it's heart, mind, and spirit. I think it is right. The other thing with him is that ball. The ball's like air. Just breathe it in. Like they're after the ball all the time. So those turnovers, I'm hoping to see them this year because I think we need that based on the way the team's going to be. And that hasn't been something that we've had since 2023. Those turnovers are something they're preaching, and I really want to see that happen this year.
Same. And we saw that with Jim Schwartz defense. Led the league in turnovers, or at least close to the top of 1 year. Next year, fall off. The defense was a lot of the defense had to do with sacks and turnovers, and if we weren't getting home, we weren't creating the turnovers. We were having games like we did against the Titans. So I think we can just be a more complete defense now.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm also hoping that our new special teams coordinator can put together a little bit better performance from those guys than what we got the last few years. Because my goodness, last year with the Jets was that was the end of the line for me. Like, you cannot go to New York against the Jets. I understand we're the Browns.
They were trying to lose.
But the Jets don't have an elite side of the ball, anything. We've got this defense. We've got Myles Garrett. We had players, but we lost because first of all, Dylan Gabriel couldn't get us more than 5 yards on a pass. But 2 kick return for touchdowns? Like, you can't do that, man.
It's like the ESPN. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And here's the thing, too. If even if it's personnel-wise, if you think you don't have the personnel, which we heard Bubba say that, like, I think they think I'm doing an okay job considering the personnel I have. If you don't think you have the personnel, kick it out of bounds even. I'd much rather them have the ball at the 35 or the 40 or whatever it is than kick returns for touchdowns. Kick it out. You mean you don't think Andre Schmidt can't kick it out of the back of the end zone every time and just give him the ball at the 30? I will live with the chance of 0 return, and especially with our defense.
Yeah.
If we had this defense that was, I didn't think they were elite, but they were an above average defense for sure. Give them the ball at the 30, and we'll just live with that. Other than giving up kick returns for touchdowns, like, I think if you can say anything about Kevin's era and Bubba's era and even Jim Schwartz's era, just the total unwillingness to adjust to anything.
Yeah, totally agree. Hey,
yeah, that's tough.
Jobs is over here.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
But so with the special teams, one thing I wanted to mention, it wasn't just the kickoff coverage and the punt coverage. It was our own freaking return team. So the NFL has set up these new rules where they basically want offenses to get the ball to 50. Like, let's cut this field in half and try to have more scoring. And the Browns are back here at like the 15 or 20. Like, they're trying to give you the ball at the 35, guys. Come on, at least get there. Drove me nuts last year.
And we just didn't have a gunner last year. Like, nobody seemed like they wanted to gun down the field, make a tackle. Like,
losing Anthony Bell was hurt.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, that was an underrated loss.
Yep.
That's why we have that receiver now from Baltimore. We got Wallace. Apparently, he is a all-star gunner, so we'll see what he has.
Yeah, and he's been showing out pretty well in camp so far.
Yeah, he's been making splashes, so that's good. You want to see that. So
I did want to talk about Adam's question here real quick before we got too far. Who do you guys think is going to lead on receiving yards for the team? Fannin, Concepcion, or Boston? He didn't put Jerry Jeudy in here. Adam, do you think it's going to be Jerry Jeudy? No.
It might be Boston.
Boston will get the deep downfield targets. So there's a good chance he could lead the team in receiving.
Especially if Shedeur likes to push the ball.
And he's good at it.
It could be, and he's been popping off in the camps and stuff. I liked Boston. If I was picking, I would have taken Boston where we took KC and KC where we took Boston. Now we ended up with both, so I was super happy. Mm-hmm. But I'm not anti-KC anything. I'm actually really excited to watch him play. Yeah. But the Browns have had sub-6 foot wide receivers my entire life. I wanted the Browns to have that big body target,
the physical dude.
Yes. So I wouldn't have risked not getting him. Now, the fact that they got both, kudos to Andrew Berry, and I think they
can't believe it.
I know.
Can't believe it, man.
I think they could be a good wide receiver core. I don't know what to expect this year because it's just like. How much can you depend on rookies? Like, not everybody's a Jamar Chase who just comes in rookie year and is, a top 3 wide receiver in football, or Justin Jefferson. So it's like
he'll scheme them open. You know what? Here's a selfish thing for me, and we have these alumni here tonight. And I was speaking with Reggie Langhorne. He was one of my favorites. I've never met him before. It was great to meet him, number one. But as a guy that loved those Browns from 85 to 89, and we got Conception and we got Boston, in my mind, I'm like, man, that's Langhorne Slaughter. Let's just redo that, like, just selfishly. Now, I don't want to put that on that team. That was that team from the 80s. This team's got to be this team right now.
Yeah.
But, man, I just thought, like, Webster's going to beat him. Like, Webster always beat him large on the deep ball, and it was the other way around. So Langhorne beat him in the slants and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now we're looking the other way for the smaller guy to do that, the bigger guy to catch a long ball. Either way, man, it's exciting that they have that duo because most teams have that. They have a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big guy that can do the slants, get down. They have a fast guy that can get the long ball. It's a great compliment.
Let's talk about the trio, though, because I think on the outside we're going to get some good downfield push with Isaiah Bond on the other side.
Man, he looks good in this.
Yes, and that's going to open up a lot for Concepcion and Fannin in the intermediate area because one thing I was talking about on the show the other day, too, and I just want to reiterate, you're not seeing these big splashy highlight plays from KC in practice right now because that's not his role. You got Denzel Boston making the deep downfield sideline grabs, the contested catches, coming down with these moss, catches, and it's awesome. With Concepcion, his role is always, we've always said this, get him the ball quick, get the ball in his hands because he's elite at making guys miss and making yards after the catch. So it's different. So that's why you're not seeing it, but I'm telling you, they're high on him too.
To touch what you said too is Moncton said one thing, have an elite trait and I'll take advantage of it. And then what do you say? What are the actions dictate? Well, what are we doing on these OTAs and these practices? We're passing the ball down to Boston to try and stop it. It's his elite trait, or it's his catch radius anyways.
Yeah.
Might as well do it down the field, right?
To kind of speak to Blake's point about what should we expect from rookies, though, I was reading, Zach Jackson put this out the other day, and I was verifying on their website. The Browns we have 90-man roster right now. Almost 100 players on this team. Only 5 of them are 30 or older.
Yeah.
And by the time the season starts, like he said, we could have 30 guys on this team that have 2 or fewer years of experience. So there's going to be growing pains. There are going to be mistakes. There's going to be dumb mental mistakes that we're on our couches at home and in the stadium going, what the are we doing here?
Yeah.
But that's as long as it's getting ironed out, you don't want to see them making the same mistakes game after game after game.
You hope by the end of the season some of that's like if you can, you're going to have these mental mistakes, these growing pains early in the year, and then hopefully, like you're saying, the mistakes you made week 1, you're not making week 5, 6, 7, even later into the season. Do you think there's a chance Jerry Jeudy gets phased out? Could he be a trade deadline trade candidate? I don't know the numbers.
Yeah, go ahead and talk. I'll pull it up because, yes, the answer is yes.
Because you talk, like you said, we're high on Boston. We think Boston's going to be that deep downfield guy. Yeah. Obviously, KC, they took in the first round. They have big plans for him. Harold Fannin had 100 targets last year, one of the best young tight ends in football, receiving tight ends in football. And Isaiah Bond has been a huge riser so far early in camp. I think Isaiah Bond, the sky's the limit for him. I mean, he's a guy that if there wasn't for the off the field issues, was going to get drafted, pretty early. Where does Jerry Jeudy fit into that? Because we can say, well, he's our most seasoned vet. He's the worst one.
Well, there's Cedric Tillman too.
Well, he's gone.
I haven't heard much about him at all.
No, he's not even on my radar. I think there's a good chance. Like your receivers are probably going to, or not probably, are going to be Boston, KC, Bond, Jeudy. And then after that, I'm not even really sure.
You need Wallace.
Wallace could be in there, yeah.
Someone's got to be the gunner. He's making some splash plays. If he bodes well on
6-year veteran, so I mean he's a guy that's been around. He can kind of add a little veteran presence to that room if we get rid of Jeudy or Tillman. But yes, Jerry Jeudy could be traded now that it's after June 1st, and the Browns would save money. It wouldn't be like a big dead cap hit or anything. So yeah, that's something to watch for him and Tillman, because I think Tillman's isn't he owed a bonus or something this year because he's played over 35% of snaps in his rookie contract or something. I forget.
Would you trade Jeudy before the season, or do you need him at first? Because if not, do you want to roll Boston, KC, and Bond out there? That's a extremely inexperienced wide receiver core.
So I would say you need some kind of veteran.
I would say yes, but my one big concern with Jerry Jeudy is just his, and we've seen it, the diva wide receiver in him. If he starts as the top dog on the offense, but starts to get phased out, and he's seeing 2 to 3 targets a game, Boston's getting 7 or 8, KC's getting 7 or 8. How long until he's not happy on the sidelines or not giving his full effort? We've seen this.
Depends how Moncton deals with this, though.
True.
Kevin never dealt with that. You just let him have fits on the sideline. So I don't see that going too well with Moncton at all. So
I just don't see what value he brings to the team, but I also don't know if I want to put a second-year wide receiver, a second-year tight end, and then 2 rookie wide receivers with a second-year running back and probably a second-year quarterback.
And our other tight end is going to be a rookie unless it's Blake Whiteheart.
Yeah, and 5 brand-new starting offensive line.
Yeah.
With a rookie left tackle.
See, guys, there might be some mistakes early on in the season. We do have to temper expectations.
I didn't mean to just even do that. But if you, think about that.
Yeah.
Even if you do keep Jerry, there's so much of this offense is just brand new, not even to this team, to the league.
Yeah.
2 second-year running backs, 2 rookie wide receivers, a second-year tight end, a second-year wide receiver, a second-year quarterback, 4 starting new offensive linemen to the team.
We had more
plus
veterans
a rookie
when
left
we
tackle.
started in '99. We had more veterans when we started in '99. It's crazy. That popped in my head when Vegas came out and we saw the list of all the games we were favored in too. Mm-hmm. And in my head we were 2-14 and 2 in 1999. I'm like, oh man, I hope that's not a sign. But there's talent though. This team's got talent.
There's talent.
I think it's young talent. I still think we're a year away before we're actually competitive. Maybe 2 years away from being legit playoff push contenders.
Yeah.
But I do think Monken is a good coach for a young roster with his college coaching
I agree with you
experience.
there for sure.
You know what I mean? A college coach is about developing high school kids into, young men, getting in a place like Georgia, getting them ready for the NFL. So it's just an extension of that. We're basically rolling out. Indiana's team that just won the title is might be older per capita than what the Browns are about to roll out on their NFL field.
Yeah, very true. We might need to just pause for 1 second. Yeah. They're doing the national anthem, guys. Hang on 1 sec. All right.
America said stand up for the anthem. I'm not wearing any pants.
Trust me, guys. We are all. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
We're all wired in here and everything, and I had no idea we were doing a national anthem before
Same.
bowling today, so that kind of caught us off guard.
Yeah. We should hear the B-52s flying over any second.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever? I was at the Hall of Fame game this year, and they did a flyover. In the Hall of Fame stadium is obviously not as big as a traditional NFL stadium. This plane, it was crazy.
Shook it, man.
It was,
dude. Where the Red Blacks play, it's the same size stadium, and they get the planes coming over, and it just shakes you.
It was crazy.
But what you were talking about Todd Monken, and I wanted to add into with the college experience with the young guys, there might be a little more ability for him to command respect from the younger guys, because you know how it goes. Once these guys get established in the NFL, they become tenured veterans, and they've got some Pro Bowls, maybe an All-Pro, some records, some numbers. The ego starts to come up too. Some guys come in with it right off the bat, and that doesn't always bode well. But right now we do have a lot of young talent. I think he is a very good coach to help cultivate and harvest and grow that talent.
It says keep Jerry Jeudy as a decoy. Who's rolling their defense to the receiver who can't catch? Speaking of can't catch, are we concerned with the drops in camp?
I will be concerned in training camp.
So my thing is Rutenberg's preaching, get your hands up, and they're knocking the ball out more. So the defense is doing what their defensive coordinator wants. However, the quarterback's got to put it in a position to not have that happen at some of those throws. Some of it is just going to happen because it's the nature of the beast in camp. The interceptions, though, a little bit.
I don't like throwing interceptions when there's zero pass rush.
Right.
You can hold it for in eternity, and you're still throwing interceptions. I don't love that. The catches thing, I don't want to sound like I'm nitpicking, but if it's with KC, I'm more concerned than with others because it was a known issue coming in. But I'm not panicking on any of them yet.
Who are the guys dropping the passes, though, to be real?
And the thing is, it kind of is, and you're getting it basically from these highlight clips, and it's just tough to really trust how much it's being over-exaggerated, but there have been some clips of KC dropping Judy's drop passes. Judy concerns me more than anybody because he is the veteran.
That's true.
And
I do recall some now.
It's still happening now. Like with the younger guys, it's more they're trying to learn the route, the nuances of the NFL, the offensive system. They got a lot they're trying to learn. I get that. Jerry Jeudy, man, you're what, 7-year veteran now? You led the league in drops the last 2 years, and now it's continuing even after he professed, I spent all winter on the jugs machine and stuff. Okay.
You still draft these guys. There's weaknesses. There's the positive parts. A lot of these guys don't get out of the weakness part of it. Like if you look at whoever Pro Bowler, whatever their weaknesses were being drafted, a lot of them still have those things. And Jerry Jeudy is what he is. He's a guy that's going to get you big plays from time to time, but he's going to have mental lapses and he's going to drop some balls. This is what scouting report says, and nothing's changed. So, but I do feel like when I watch Conception, man, that guy is skies for a ball based on his attributes. It's impressive. I don't see that coming from Jerry Jeudy. The fight for the ball is not there. He's
very soft.
Schemed wide open.
Yes.
Schemed wide open.
We should have listened to Steve Smith.
Yeah.
When he said Jerry Jeudy was just a guy. We got fooled into thinking Jerry Jeudy could be a wide receiver one because of a 5-6 game stretch with Jameis Winston.
Correct.
He was atrocious before that, and he was atrocious after that. He just had a stretch that got him, people starting to think that he was going to be good. He is anything but. That is a guy, that is a wide receiver 3 on a good team. Like somebody said, you think we could get a 5th-round pick for him?
Isn't that what we traded to get him?
Yeah.
Fourth and a fifth or something. Honestly, to get him on the team, at least we didn't invest heavily. Because remember, the first year we were talking about, could the Browns trade for Jerry Jeudy? I think the Broncos were asking for a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And Andrew Berry said, no, thanks. And then the following season, we got him for like a 4th and a 5th or whatever it ended up being.
Right.
Got him on a low-end wide receiver 2 contract. So thankfully, he's not a mistake as far as the draft capital invested and the money. But it was a mistake to think last year he could be our top guy.
And we kind of saw that coming in. I think before last year we kept saying we hope he's good, but we got to see him do it 2 years in a row before we give him that. And obviously you weren't getting great offensive play last year. In general, you weren't getting great quarterback play a lot of the time. There's no run game, but at some point, like if you're a good wide receiver, like you'll do some good things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like it was few and far between. And it's just, to me, it's like the lack of effort. Like if Justin Jefferson can go out there and play with J.J. McCarthy's bum ass and still be positive and still be putting 110% effort out there, Jerry Jeudy can do that.
You would think.
You
would hope.
Yeah. So it's like he's got like Justin, like, T.O. kind of attitude with Corey Coleman production.
Oh, man. It does suck. And honestly, speaking about, could he be traded before the season or up to the trade deadline? I mean, if his attitude starts to become an issue and it doesn't fit with what Monken wants with the rest of this roster, and because I'll tell you what, everybody they've brought in, these are hardworking guys. Like they're here to work. They're here to win, or at least try to. Like, they want to be good. So if he's out there throwing attitude, half-ass trying to catch passes because he's only been targeted once in the last 3 quarters, I don't think that's going to fly.
Yeah, the Browns wanted coachable players. These guys are definitely coachable, and they're definitely guys that are high effort. It was another one that they used when they were drafting players. All these guys are high effort too. It's impressive to see them practice.
I'm excited. Hopefully, they can make it up to training camp.
Oh, don't tell me the baby's got you yawning now.
I don't know if we'll get invited like we did the one year to watch from the players' tent after my Jerry Judy rant and your local spats with the media.
I don't know. I remember getting in trouble when we were up there too, because I walked out into the end zone to start high-fiving players and say hi to guys, and one of the security guys was like, "You can't be out here." I'm like, "But everybody else is coming out."
That would be awesome, though.
I'm spatting with the media, man. Those guys. Whether they're the thing. All right, so Ken Carman cracked me up because I've never said anything mean to Ken Carman. I didn't even know he knew who we really even were.
Oh, well, everybody knows who we are.
I guess so. I guess I'm still not there
20,
yet.
20,000, man. 20,000 accounting.
But and he was saying about the quarterback thing the other day. I wake up, I make my coffee, I'm sitting there with the kids, just lounging, and my wife's at work, and I'm like, wait a minute. So now we're already talking about if Todd Monken's not going to name a starter, then both guys must suck. Why is the Cleveland media is hell bent on forcing Todd Monken to name a starter? You have to name one. They've been on that, and I said the other day, April before the draft, Mary Kay Cabot said they should name Deshaun Watson QB1 now. Why? If he can't just automatically be QB1 when he's cleared medically, then he definitely needs to earn it.
Is there
Tony Simpson was a good idea.
Is there a time where you think he should have it named, though?
Yeah, I think probably honestly, should. Maybe at least after the first preseason game. What do you think?
I would say I would like to, yes. If you want to give them each it's tough because if you want to say you want to give them each a quarter in that preseason game, they're playing against nobodies probably, especially who goes in second.
I was going to say it depends how the preseason shakes out and who they play against. I would say.
So honestly, it's those joint practices more than the preseason game. So honestly, maybe it's
that's the second preseason game probably
after your first joint practice or something. Maybe you need to have. I would like to have the starter named at least before that third.
Yeah.
That way you can maybe go out and get a quarter dresser. I know some people don't use the preseason like we used to. But for a team that's going to have all new players,
they got it.
A whole new offensive line.
Look at it different, man.
Yes, I would like to
100%.
use that third name your starter by before that third game. Use your joint practices or whatever, and then give them a quarter dress rehearsal in that third game. And I don't care if they're playing against bums. These guys, they got to play together because. I know we don't have great expectations for the season. Maybe mine's lower than some people's, but you don't want to come out the gate 0-4.
Right.
And you definitely don't want to come out the gate 0-4 because you're having communications issues. You got to try to, we haven't gelled with these guys. These guys haven't hardly played together. Well, you've had an entire fucking summer, so I don't want to hear that as an excuse heading into week 1. Like, these guys got to play together. Like, let's let them play together.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can stretch this all the way into we're heading into week 1 game week and we'll know his starter come Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I think there's got to be some kind of a time frame. I do think the earlier the better, but somebody's got to earn it. You can't just give it to somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, Andrew Berry was on 92.3 The Fan the other day. Todd Monken's been asked about this every single day after practice. And pointing to Shedeur Sanders, Monken and Andrew Berry both have talked about how he's been growing, he's been getting better, and they're really impressed with how he's been able to command the huddle. Because if you listen to Deshaun Watson's press conference the other day, Monken, this offense puts everything on the quarterback. The quarterback is responsible for so many things at the line, before the snap, setting protections, calling things out, all this stuff that wasn't necessarily there in the past with Kevin Stefanski. So these guys are learning all this, and they both said they're impressed with how Shedeur has grown into that and in the way he's picking it up.
Hey, I'm coming 1 second.
Well, we're about an hour in. Do we want to take our quick break real quick?
Yeah, we could take a break, go try to find our first guest, and we'll be right back.
Tonight's live stream coverage of the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft is brought to you by Kalshi. Head over to Kalshi.com/dogs right now to join the action and follow along as we go through the night. Make your predictions for each pick as they come up. And what makes Kalshi different than other platforms you may have used before? We've all messed around with sportsbooks before, right? And let's be honest, you're always kind of stuck just playing against the house. But with Kalshi, it's different, man. You're not betting against some sportsbook. You're trading against other people. There's no house trying to beat you. Kalshi just runs the marketplace. So if you think the public is wrong, like everyone's picking a certain prospect at the pick that's coming up next, and you think, no, I know who they're going to take, and this is the player I want to put my money on, you can literally take that other side of the market. And it's not just sports either. I mean, you can trade on other real world stuff, interest rates, inflation, even wild weather outcomes. It works like this. Simple yes or no markets, your risk is capped up front and your payout is locked in. It's honestly more like a stock market for events than anything else. So if you trust your own takes, and I know you guys do, go check out Kalshi.com/dogs and see what markets are live right now for you guys. So head over to Kalshi.com/dogs, KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS. Deposit just $20 and Kalshi's going to match you. They're going to put $20 free into your account. That's a great deal to get started. So again, Kalshi.com/dogs, $20 match when you deposit $20 into your account. And don't forget to head over to the dogspodcast.com/picks to enter your predictions for tonight for a chance to win a free Browns jersey. Kalshi participation is not required for entrance into the free jersey contest. This episode is sponsored by ButcherBox for Pets. Browns fans, ButcherBox for Pets has a deal you cannot pass up for your four-legged family members. Right now, you get 50% off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Just go to butcherboxforpets.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use promo code DOGS when you check out. It can get confusing because we're the dogs, we love our fellow dogs, our dog pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful. But let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. And they're not just pets, like I said, they're part of the family. So the question is, what are you actually feeding them? At ButcherBox, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain 0 artificial flavors or preservatives. I know our house wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. Absolute dumbest dog in the world, but we love him like crazy. And it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of those factory processed blocks from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to add dog food to your shopping list ever again. ButcherBox delivers their high-quality food right to your door. Just choose the delivery schedule that you need for your dog, and you can change, modify, pause, or cancel your plan at any time. So try it out today. Your dog will love you for upgrading their meal times. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, to get 50% off. That's right, half off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition fresh dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Minimum purchase of just $34, 50% discount applies to subscription orders only, 1 use per customer, and you can cancel at any time. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs. This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, Baden Sports is your one-stop shop for all your athletic gear. Baden started out perfecting and manufacturing the best balls in the business. Yeah, if that sounded dirty, that's more about your mind than my words. But hey, it's true. Baseballs, softballs, footballs, basketballs, volleyballs, soccer balls, you name it, and Baden has engineered the highest standard sports balls available. And now they offer more than just sports balls. If you got kids playing baseball or softball, Baden has batting gloves and bats to go along with both game balls and training balls. If you're into basketball, Baden makes basketball specifically for indoor or outdoor use. Heck, Baden even has all the equipment you need for pickleball, which is one sport that I hear everyone is playing and yet I still never have. And I need to fix that soon. But don't miss the backyard games section of Baden's website where you can order everything you need for this upcoming outdoor season. Pool balls, backyard volleyball nets, croquet, bocce, horseshoes, cornhole, and more. Right now, you can get 10% off your entire order at Baden Sports, BADEN Sports.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use promo code DOGS when you check out. That's 10% off all the top quality sporting gear you need this season. BadenSports.com/dogs. Hey Browns fans, we just partnered with Fanatics to bring you guys the best Browns gear available. Head over to brownsmerch.com to check out everything in our storefront. I know you guys want that new Shedeur Sanders number 2 jersey. We've got those in there. Rock the Depoy and the D-Roy jerseys with Myles Garrett and Carson Swessinger, along with the other studs from last year's draft. We've got a collection of Browns hats, t-shirts, and hoodies you can browse through too. Again, that's brownsmerch.com to check out our Browns gear powered by Fanatics. Tonight's live stream coverage of the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft is brought to you by Kalshi. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs right now to join the action and follow along as we go through the night. Make your predictions for each pick as they come up. And what makes Kalshi different than other platforms you may have used before? We've all messed around with sports books before, right? And let's be honest, you're always kind of stuck just playing against the house. But with Kalshi, it's different, man. You're not betting against some sports book. You're trading against other people. There's no house trying to beat you. Kalshi just runs the marketplace. So if you think the public is wrong, like everyone's picking a certain prospect at the pick that's coming up next, and you think, no, I know who they're going to take, and this is the player I want to put my money on, you can literally take that other side of the market. And it's not just sports either. I mean, you can trade on other real world stuff, interest rates, inflation, even wild weather outcomes. It works like this. Simple yes or no markets, your risk is capped up front and your payout is locked in. It's honestly more like a stock market for events than anything else. So if you trust your own takes, and I know you guys do, go check out kalshi.com/dogs and see what markets are live right now for you guys. So head over to kalshi.com/dogs, kalshi.com/dogs, DAWGS, deposit just $20 and Kalshi's going to match you. They're going to put $20 free into your account. That's a great deal to get started. So again, kalshi.com/dogs, $20 match when you deposit $20 into your account. And don't forget to head over to the dogspodcast.com/picks to enter your predictions for tonight for a chance to win a free Browns jersey. Kalshi participation is not required for entrance into the free jersey contest. This episode is sponsored by Butcher Box for Pets. Browns fans, Butcher Box for Pets has a deal you cannot pass up for your 4-legged family members. Right now, you get 50% off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Just go to butcherboxforpets.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use promo code DOGS when you check out. It can get confusing because we're the dogs, we love our fellow dogs, our dog pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful. But let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. And they're not just pets, like I said, they're part of the family. So the question is, what are you actually feeding them? At Butcher Box, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain 0 artificial flavors or preservatives. I know our house wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. Absolute dumbest dog in the world, but we love him like crazy. And it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of those factory processed blocks from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to add dog food to your shopping list ever again. Butcher Box delivers their high-quality food right to your door. Just choose the delivery schedule that you need for your dog, and you can change, modify, pause, or cancel your plan at any time. So try it out today. Your dog will love you for upgrading their meal times. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, to get 50% off. That's right, half off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition fresh dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Minimum purchase of just $34, 50% discount applies to subscription orders only, 1 use per customer, and you can cancel at any time. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs. This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, Baden Sports is your one-stop shop for all your athletic gear. Baden started out perfecting and manufacturing the best balls in the business. Yeah, if that sounded dirty, that's more about your mind than my words. But hey, it's true. Baseballs, softballs, footballs, basketballs, volleyballs, soccer balls, you name it, and Baden has engineered the highest standard sports balls available. And now they offer more than just sports balls. If you got kids playing baseball or softball, Baden has batting gloves and bats to go along with both game balls and training balls. If you're into basketball, Baden makes basketball specifically for indoor or outdoor use. Heck, Baden even has all the equipment you need for pickleball, which is one sport that I hear everyone is playing and yet I still never have. And I need to fix that soon. But don't miss the backyard game section of Baden's website where you can order everything you need for this upcoming outdoor season. pool balls, backyard volleyball nets, croquet, bocce, horseshoes, cornhole, and more. Right now, you can get 10% off your entire order at Baden Sports, BADEN Sports.com/Dawgs, DAWGS, and use promo code Dawgs when you check out. That's 10% off all the top quality sporting gear you need this season. BadenSports.com/Dawgs. Hey Browns fans, we just partnered with Fanatics to bring you guys the best Browns gear available. Head over to brownsmerch.com to check out everything in our storefront. I know you guys want that new Shedeur Sanders #2 jersey. We've got those in there. Rock the Depoy and the D-Roy jerseys with Myles Garrett and Carson Schlesinger, along with the other studs from last year's draft. We've got a collection of Browns hats, T-shirts, and hoodies you can browse through too. Again, that's brownsmerch.com to check out our Browns gear powered by Fanatics.
All right, we are back.
What's up, guys? We ditched Kenny. We sent him back to Canada. No, Kenny's out there trying to wrangle up some guys to bring up here for us to talk to, some former Browns players. Again, if you weren't here with us at the beginning, we are currently at Hall of Fame Lanes here in Canton, Ohio, for the Bowling with Pros.
Oh,
here we
got
go.
Big Dog sitting down. Where do you want me? Yeah,
right
come on over
here.
here.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, turn around. There you go.
There we go.
Hanford Dixon, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm good, guys. How you guys doing?
Good. It's good to
man.
see you again.
Oh, absolutely. We got to do this more often.
So, first of all, I guess we should talk about the event. Great event going on today.
You know, it really is. I'm just happy that I can be a part of it and happy to help. So whenever I get an opportunity to do something like this, I just want to do it because also, too, it's just a good time to get a chance to see all the guys and get a chance to talk all the bullshit and laugh. and I think I spend most of the time just laughing. So,
yeah, it seems like the brotherhood with all the former players. Like, it's awesome to watch you guys just interact with each other.
Yeah, absolutely, because we've always had that closeness. And you know, we're not getting any younger, so that's why we all, when we get a chance to get together, we got to go ahead and do it. So
enjoy it.
It's good to see Greg Pruitt, Bernie is here, Felix Max. I'm thinking of Kevin Mack, Felix Wright, and Langhorne, just to name Bob Golick, just to name a few. So.
Hey man, one other thing about when you guys played together, you guys had that brotherhood back then too. The biggest thing is about that run that you guys did between 85 and 89 is like a lot of people said, like, let's say the 49ers, for example, they had great talent, but you guys were a team.
Yeah.
You know, and you had that team, and it shows now the way you guys just I couldn't imagine being in the locker room back with you guys back then. I think that'd be awesome.
It was a riot. I mean, it was just absolutely a riot. But what we all understood is that when it came time to play, we can depend on each other. We can count on each other. We had each other's back. And you're right. The only thing that's just devastating to us is that we lost those 3 AFC championship games to Denver. And the thing about it, Denver, for instance, you know, everything went right during those games. But when they got in the Super Bowl, they laid an egg.
Yeah.
So we'd have won one of those goddamn Super Bowls. I think so anyway.
I don't think you would have let Timmy Smith go for 200 yards. So I think you would have beat the Redskins.
No, especially back then because we can put that headgear on them back then.
No doubt.
Now you look at them, you ain't going to throw a flag.
So, as we kind of look, are you excited for the Browns season this year?
You know what, I really am. I am, for the first time in a long time, I'm excited because when you look at it, Andrew finally had a good draft, and some of the players and some of the moves that he's made, I like Todd, our head coach. You know, obviously I have a little history with him because I know him from his days when he was at Southern Mississippi.
Right.
And obviously me and Ozzie being best friends, I know him from a little bit over in Baltimore.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be a really, really good head coach because he's the guy that I think is going to hold the players accountable. And when you look at Concepcion, for instance, some of the guys, well, first of all, look at the quarterback position. I would be shocked personally if Shedeur doesn't win that battle. But I like the idea that he's got it open to both guys, talking about both quarterbacks. But I'm just happy. I'm excited. I'm happy, and can't wait for the season to start.
You feel like Coach Monkton's a little bit Bill Parcells?
Oh yeah. Anybody that's got a raspy voice, you need to be aware of it. Because he's not messing around.
I remember you talking about that on your show, right? About your relationship with Ozzie and everything, and getting some good feedback about Monken. So that was encouraging for me to hear.
I'm telling you, and like I said, Ozzie would tell me the truth. I mean, he won't bullshit me. I mean, he feels really, really strong about this guy. And he said, Anford, I'm telling you, he's going to be a good he's already a good coach, but I'm talking about a good head coach. He's going to be. So I like Todd and what he's trying to do and what he's trying to do with this football team. I had a chance to, I think we walked a hole together out at Firestone at the Browns golf outing. And we laughed pretty much the whole time. I won't get into any of that conversation, but I can't wait to see what this team is going to do, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Coach Monkton, he's got the right attitude for the current Cleveland media, I would say. I don't know if you'd agree with that. How's the media spun since you used to have to take those pressers?
Hey man, it was tough because Tony Grossi is a little milder these days. Mary Kay was also there. Jeff Sherdale, all those guys. They didn't pull any punches with us. No. I mean, they went straight at our ass. Excuse the language. They went straight at us. Because I remember Frank and I, we'd be mad at them for 2 weeks. Yeah. We'd give them that eye, but they didn't care. I mean, which we understood. They had a job to do.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think everybody, if everybody was to tell the truth right now, I think there's everybody that's got to be excited about this team, because when you look at the AFC North, it's such a strong and tough division. I mean, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I'm a little bit happy Pittsburgh bought Aaron Rodgers back. I couldn't believe they sit around there waiting on him. I mean, hell, Aaron Rodgers is older than I am. I mean, sure, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But I just don't see it right now. But I'm glad they have him. But that makes that I think the AFC North is going to be really, really competitive division.
It's going to be interesting with the 3 new head coaches, all the turnover that's coming in this year. Because you had, Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh were here forever, decades. It's just there was no change.
Hey, listen to me. For Mike Tomlin to be gone and Harbaugh to be gone out of the AFC North was just a total shock. And I won't get into the details of all that, but it just was a shock. I mean, you're talking about, just like you say, I was going to say 2 Hall of Fame coaches, but hell, when Belichick didn't get in on the first turn, I mean, who knows who's going to be a Hall of Fame coach? I mean, how could you keep Belichick out?
That was crazy.
See. Yeah.
If you would have told me that Zach Taylor was going to be the only coach left in the AFC North, I would have said, there's no way. There's no way.
100%.
So we don't want to hold you up the whole day. Obviously a great event. Just one last thing. What did you think about the Miles move and what it does for the team going into the future here?
You know what? It was, the deal was already done a while ago. They were trying to keep it secret, and obviously the Rams leaked it. But I think it was Miles had ran his course here, meaning that I think he wanted to go somewhere else. I think he wanted to be somewhere else, and where he thought possibly he can win a championship. Only thing I do is wish Miles the best.
Yeah.
Because
I do too.
Miles is just a monster, and I think he's still a monster pass rusher. I mean, you take 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys to block him.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta rotate your line toward him wherever you are. This kid Versto, I think there's a lot of upside to him. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to be a Myles Garrett. I hope he is.
I don't know if anybody will be a Myles Garrett.
Right? I don't think anybody's going to be. But still, when you look at our defense, I think we still have a lot of potential there. And if anyone is upset about Myles going, it's got to be those defensive backs, those corners.
Yeah.
Because one thing I'll say this before I leave. One thing you know, you got a Myles Garrett rushing the quarterback. Quarterback can't sit back there and hold that ball. He's got to get rid of it right away. So, but we wish Myles the best.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
We appreciate you sitting down with us.
Okay,
Again,
guys.
Good to see you again.
There it is.
Hey, I'll put one thing out for Hanford, man. He's got some kick-ass hoodies here.
Yeah.
You guys are in the area.
Yeah.
Come down and get some from. I got one. He signed it for me.
Yeah.
So come on down. He's raffling off some bourbon. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's Woodford Reserve that Frank and I on the cover, and we signed it. So
Get my $20 out right now, guys. Get my $20 out right now.
That's right. Okay, thank
Awesome,
you guys.
guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
thanks
for
a lot.
sitting down.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, we're here at Hall of Fame Lanes in Canton, Ohio, with the Bowling with the Pros for the Southeast Toys for Tots. We appreciate Hanford sitting down with us. Again, if you're in the area, come get some autographs, win some silent auctions. They're raffling off a ton of stuff. Get to meet all these players. It's just been a great time so far. I think we're about to have another guest also.
I think Bernie's coming over here in a second, so just hang tight, guys. Stay tuned here. We're not going to break or anything, but
No.
Kenny just walked Hanford back down.
Yeah, he gets. When you get former Browns players, you got to give them the first. You can't make them walk back down there by themselves. Yeah,
It's funny. Rich asked me to escort 3 guys up here earlier for the autograph stuff, and I was like trying to wrangle them up, and then I would turn around, and then they're gone. I'm like, where'd they go? And the one guy's like, you can't keep all these guys together.
No,
They're just-
like Hanford said, guys never really grow up.
No, we don't.
We get
No,
older, we don't really grow up. And then when you get a bunch of old teammates together, I mean, we obviously didn't play in the NFL, but if you put us back in Dover's locker room with our old football team, it'd be chaos. It would, and some of us haven't even seen each other in 20 years,
Doesn't
and
matter.
it'd be chaos.
Doesn't matter.
So it's one of those things where like these guys get to come back to these kinds of events, and so, I'm sure some of them stay close, but some of them live in different parts of the country and stuff like that. So they come into these events, they haven't seen each other for a while, they start swapping old war stories and stuff like that. And it's just,
Dude, they have some funny stuff. I'm not going to get into it now, but there's a particular name I could say, and it would have drove him crazy. And Ben Davis said, you got to mention this dude. I'm like, well, what's it going to do? Like, if I go live with this? He goes, oh, you'll find out. I'm like, I'm not saying it. I don't want to know, man.
this is the second time we've got to sit down with Hanford.
Yeah.
He is super funny.
Oh, yeah.
And you could just sit here and just shoot the shit with him for like 3 hours. He is like, he's got his own show.
Yeah.
And there's a reason he's got his own show, because he can just talk, and it's just
He's so
funny.
good at it. He's
a
interesting.
talker, and he's always got he knows what's going on with the Browns, and like he says, he is tight with Ozzie Newsome, and he can, Ozzie can talk what he can talk at this point. He's away from the Ravens, and he's retired, and they're enjoying their retired life. But yeah, they still have a bit of an in. They know what's going on, and there's the way they did it in the '80s. There's the way they do it now. There's some things that they could do differently, maybe to make the football game a little bit better. But fun overall talking to those guys, and
For sure it is. And I love hearing the stories about how it was different back when they were playing football, and just even the training camp stuff. Those stories.
Kenny, you're significantly older than us. Back when these sorry. Back when
poor Kenny.
I'm still beautiful.
yes,
He's still in better shape than we are, though.
way more energy. Back when these guys played, free agency wasn't what it is today.
No, free agency didn't start until I believe '93, and that's when Reggie White was the prize player. But before that, there was none. You either got cut or you didn't. Then there was Plan B free agency, I believe in the late 80s up to 93. But still, it was kind of like you were done your contract and you could sign at a specific time. And June 1st cuts were like a bigger thing, not necessarily moving bonuses around and that kind of thing. But even if you guys take a look away from free agency, sometimes you get the old NFL clips. It's just a forum you can be part of on Facebook. They used to post the top player salaries. And I remember like 84, like it was like Tom Cousineau for the Browns was the top salary at $5 million a year. Wow. You're not suiting up now if you don't get if you don't get $5 million
Patrick
a year.
Mahomes just got what, $500 million?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you can see the tight knitness with some of these guys, and I feel like some of it is you joined a team and then you were on that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no, like, so like these guys, they went to they played together for lengths of contracts. Like when he said we had each other's back, it was just a different team atmosphere. There wasn't the roster turnover that there is. I mean, look at the Browns roster this year.
Yeah.
There's almost, especially on the offensive side of the ball, there's almost nobody back. It's almost 75% roster turnover from one year to the next.
Nobody replaces their entire offensive line. It's unheard of. The last time we did that, it was called the expansion team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So just with it, when he was talking about the tight-knitness and getting to see these guys, and they've been friends forever, it's just once they were on the Browns, they were on the Browns.
Yeah.
And then they just, that's what they were. They were Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I watched
for
Kevin
their career.
Mack for years, and him and Ernest were together, and then Metcalf came along. Metcalf was on for about at least 5 years.
Yeah.
Right, just from the quarterback position. So I watched Bernie my entire high school and university career. You know what I mean? So,
which is why I think a lot of fans, and I understand. I'm there too. Myles Garrett, David Njoku, and some of these guys were on the Browns for almost a decade. Yeah, 9 years. And you had Denzel Ward's been here now for 8, right? Something. He was just a year after them, I think. So
yeah,
you get some of these long tenured guys, and you start to really just believe they're going to be here forever. They're going to retire a Brown.
And you grew up with them being on. I mean, think about it. When Myles Garrett got to this team, I was 26, which doesn't sound that much younger, but I was way dumber. And
different time.
Different times.
3 kids,
at 26.
Yes.
So then, So then now,
life.
You grew up with these guys on your team, but we're getting older. So are they.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Kenny can attest to this. There's going to be roster turnover throughout your life.
Yeah.
I didn't get on here saying I was going to pick on Kenny.
You're just going with it now. That's good.
Normally, I just make fun of him for saying centimeters.
Yeah.
Or university.
I was just telling my wife about that. I said they like to call it university, and she was like, "That's what everybody calls it except for us." I was like, "Yeah, but we do it right." Yeah. Oh, it's super funny.
Well, I wanted to say about, Hanford mentioned, Jared Verse, and we feel good about him moving forward, but he's no Miles. We talked about that. But if you think about it, the last 9 Super Bowl winning teams haven't had Myles Garrett on the roster.
This is true.
So you don't have to have that guy, that one guy, to say, well, now we can never compete for Super Bowl. Yes, we have a young core now. I think that if they grow and develop the way we anticipate with a good coaching staff, like you said, we could be a year away from actually making some noise. This year, I think this year is going to be an up and down season. You're going to see mistakes. We're going to have I think we're going to have some really freaking fun moments this year. Like with the talent on this roster, there's going to be some really good Sundays, some really fun times.
There's going to be some punt returns. There's going to be some good stuff. Man.
And there's going to be some games where we go away saying, well, we blew that one.
We just didn't have it. Yeah.
And I think at least from a creativity standpoint, the offense will be more exciting. Are we going to get the numbers? I don't know yet. With 5 new offensive linemen, don't know who the quarterback's going to be, all the young receivers. I don't know what kind of numbers, but we're going to see pre-snap motion.
Yes.
With a purpose. Not just
just for the sake of doing it.
Yes, and it's going to be consistent. You could tell when the Browns are like, "Oh, we haven't ran motion. Crap, we were going to run more motion today." And then they would do it for one play, and they wouldn't do it again for a quarter.
Or they call it in, and then the 2 guys would go, and it's like, no, wait, I wasn't supposed. Then we get called for a penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be. We're going to have pre-snap motion stuff all the time. So I am looking forward to just the different style of offense. What kind of numbers we're going to get out of it, I don't know yet. But I do think it'll be more creative and stuff like that. So
as far as numbers, I am expecting to be better for sure. Run game, yards per game, yards per average, or yards per attempt, because it can't get much worse. Our guys were averaging 2.3 yards a carry last year. We had the lowest yards before contact for all of our running backs in the entire league last year. It was horrible. So that can only get better.
I think, obviously, scheme-wise, we can do better things. Kevin had issues with that. But I do think he took a ton of blame with how bad the offense was, and I don't know if some people understand just how bad the offensive line was last year and the year before, but definitely last year. You are not going to put up points if you can't block anybody. Right. If you can't pass block or run block, you are not going to be able to move the ball. It is going to be extremely difficult to move the ball, and we saw that. So just by improving the offensive line, the offense could look better. I think if we kept the coach and all the same players, but replaced the line, even Kevin's offense would look better. Would it be more creative and put up the numbers we want? Probably not. But just by improving the offensive line, the offense is going to look better. So
just look at the Chicago game last year. Like, that offensive line was awful in that they outputted one of the worst offensive performances like in history.
It was bad.
It was
that
bad.
Was a bad game.
And again, like, how do you evaluate a Shedeur Sanders in that? How do you even with Dylan Gabriel, how do you evaluate like some of the poor play in that? Like, the receivers weren't on time because somebody let somebody go or missed an assignment, or it was just tough, you know?
Your best football teams are built inside out, offensive line and defensive line. I don't care what you have on look at the Bengals. There isn't a team with a better quarterback, running back, wide receiver combination in the league than the Bengals. They got a dog crap offensive line and defensive line, and they can't do anything. They had a miraculous run to the Super Bowl 4 years when the offense was. But I mean, you have to think, if you're the Bengals and you've had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Boyd, Joe Mixon, and now Chase Brown, you would expect to be more of a contender than what you've been outside of the one Super Bowl run.
Well, they score 40 points a game. Unfortunately, they allow 41. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like you can have all the flashy pieces. Look at the Ohio State Buckeyes. Just this last season, you got Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Julian Sayin. You got all the Bo Jackson. You got all these shiny toys, but the offensive line couldn't block a soul.
Yeah, when it came down to it.
And when they played a team that was tough in the trenches, they couldn't run the ball. And when they couldn't run the ball, all of a sudden passing the ball became extremely difficult because you were one-dimensional. And then look what happened to the Buckeyes.
Yeah, being one-dimensional, man, that's tough. And they really get on you in the NFL. It's a whole different beast when you're one-dimensional.
So you're just not going to win games with a bad offensive line.
Take it to the woodshed, man.
So you mentioned a name a minute ago. I just wanted to throw this out there because I haven't had a chance to talk really to you at all about it. But what a difference a year has made for Dylan Gabriel. Dude gets drafted in the 3rd round, comes in, immediately takes first-team reps. He's getting run with the starters all summer, all camp, all training camp, preseason, everything. A year later, he can't even get a jersey number. I mean, is that not kind of telling on how that pick was made and what maybe the people that are still here, meaning the front office, actually felt about it? Because if they were like, yeah, we really wanted this guy, I think they'd push a little more like he needs to be part of this quarterback competition. They're like, nah, we got 2 guys, make them compete. We'll see.
I don't even know if he makes the roster.
No, I think that he'll get if there's a way Andrew Berry can trade him, he will. I don't think that's going to happen.
I just think there's virtually zero market.
The only thing is and I know it might not be legitimate, but he's a former 3rd-round pick who made, 7 starts as a rookie. So he's got a little experience. Somebody might get a bad injury in camp and say, we just need somebody who's got experience. Okay. But I think most likely thing is he gets waived as roster cut downs, and then he goes through waivers and we put him on the practice squad.
And I think Kenny's rooting him for him on the Montreal Canadiens or whatever. What are some
the Ottawa Red Blacks?
Yeah, he's rooting for the
Come
Ottawa.
on down, man. We need our last quarterback, 4 turnovers.
Or he'll be in the UFL with Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah.
And you know what? Playing quarterback in the NFL, and hopefully we're going to talk to one who did here in a minute, but that's not very many guys can do that. Not very many people get the opportunity, and not very many people can actually do it. So Dylan Gabriel, like I said the other day, hell of a college quarterback. You can't take that away from him. The dude is really good.
When we drafted him, I think we all kind of went like,
maybe. Yeah.
That's kind of, because I watched him torch the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm sneaky intrigued.
Yeah.
But it was just apparent basically from the second he stepped on to the football field that he didn't belong. I mean, you saw a picture. He's standing next to Shedeur, who Shedor's not an even overly huge guy, and he towers over Dylan Gabriel in height, width, everything. It's just at some point you are too small to play in the league.
Yeah. Some guys have been able to defy that a little bit. You've got Obviously, Bryce Young is tiny, but he's
got
making it
great
work.
CFL height, man.
So if they're going to need Dylan for a backup, Taylor Green isn't going to be ready. Well, the backup will be either Deshaun or Shador.
Exactly. So I think let's speak to that real quick, too, because the Browns will only have 3 quarterbacks on their active roster and then 1 on the practice squad. And then I can't imagine they make more than 2 of them active on game days because that would just take away a roster spot from the line or somewhere else. So it's going to be Deshaun and Shador as your 1 and 2 in either order. And then they just drafted Taylor Green in the 6th round, and I don't think they want to risk trying to waive him. No. He won't make it through waivers because he's got the athletic traits. Another team will claim him.
Here's an athletic freak. I'll say this, though. I think Dylan Gabriel has a better chance to be a quarterback in the NFL than Taylor Green. But Taylor Green has a better chance to be a player and on an NFL team more than Dylan Gabriel does. I watch this guy throw.
It ain't good.
This dude, I throw a better football than he does.
It's bad.
He throws he's like this.
Yeah, well, and he's got that.
He's got a wind up. He doesn't have a short long throw, right?
He was a freak athlete in college, but he was never a good quarterback. Correct. At least Dylan Gabriel was a Heisman finalist quarterback at a big-time college.
Yes.
High
completion rate, touchdowns, low picks.
Taylor Green he's never been a good quarterback. No. He's just a freak athlete.
Yes, and which is why I think the Terrell Pryor route is probably the best thing for him. Some of these guys, I get it. You've been a quarterback, you're 23, you got the ego as a quarterback. I understand that. You got the pride. I'm a quarterback. No, you're not. Like you just said, no, you're not. Just make that switch, commit to go into that athleticism, and you could be a legitimate NFL player.
Yeah, and like you said, I think you put out videos about this. We can't keep him as a third quarterback to have run packages for and stuff because you're not going to do that.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Bernie. Nice to meet you.
Good. So.
All right, guys. Here we go.
Cut off mid-sentence by the legend.
You're good. One.
We've been waiting.
All right. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Very good.
Awesome. You sound great, too.
Welcome to the Dawgs podcast. Our coolest guest of all time.
Yes.
One and only Bernie Kosar.
Thanks for soling my cranium right off the bat. Yeah. That was the greatest guest of all time. Thank you.
We'll adjust the headset for you a little bit there, but yeah.
Yes, this is awesome.
I gotta widen it now. Yeah, the cranium keeps going.
We're super pumped to have Bernie here. First at the event, sit down with us. Thank you for taking the time sitting down with us. This is awesome. So, I guess let's talk about the event a little bit while we're here.
Yeah.
How cool is this?
Awesome one, health-wise, 6.5 months post this transplant. To be here today on a Saturday morning, being able to pretend bowl. Yeah. Okay, I'll throw a couple token rocks down there with this bad flipper. Belichick wasn't all off when he said diminishing skills. Okay, it's definitely diminishing bowling skills at 62. At your guys' ages, I actually was kind of good at bowling.
Yeah. But you look great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's getting to see you. It's just been great seeing you being able to recover and everything. Let's talk Browns football a little bit here. Are you excited?
We have to on Dawgs podcast.
Yeah.
Is that prerequisite?
Yeah. Are you excited for the Browns season? Are you excited for the new regime? What do you think the team's going to be like this year?
I should probably think through the answer. It's altered a little bit since Miles was traded. That makes things from I think a player. I'm a wannabe psychologist as an old man now in the fourth quarter of my life and stuff. And I'm a big fan of Shador.
Yeah.
Okay. And I really don't get where. And I've kind of watched enough, and I've had my health issues, so I've been a little preoccupied to not devouring every fact that's out there in the football world and in the Browns world in particular. But as a guy who just loves football and for the last decade has followed it as intently as I have the first 62 years of my life.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with what Shedeur does. I love his personality. Like, I get people, oh, they don't like his personality. Like, are you crazy? Like, it's one of the greatest, coolest personalities. He's happy. He talks. He goes out to all these kind of events. He's amazing on his off time, hanging out with high school's kids and junior high kids, and the influence he makes. His teammates look up to him. He has confidence and belief in himself. And us quarterbacks, we are victims or beneficiaries of the guys around us. And I'm not looking to say anything negative that gets me in trouble, but the Browns were poor last year on offense, and and then we had injuries at the end of the year. And for Shedeur to come in and play productively at the end of the year when the line was woeful. The receivers were non-existent, okay? And he made plays. Now, I wish we drafted Andrew Berry like this when I was playing, a lineman and 2 receivers with the first, 30-some picks, okay? But now to see him play with 3 weapons, okay, and some signing on the offensive line, like, I'm really looking forward to that. I actually, and I tend to always want to be positive, but my Pinocchio nose has grown extensively longer since the team's come back in '99, because here we are in June. I wouldn't want to be negative here, So sometimes, again, I don't want to say I lied, but I wanted to find the positive stuff of that.
For sure.
I wasn't just doing that this year, because I really do believe that with Shedeur, and then the defense and Miles, I was into that. The trade, okay, the kid coming is a good player.
Yes.
Nobody's Miles, though.
No.
Okay, and Miles alters the whole game. So, like, how now are we going to be with that? And it's very important for Coach Bunkin to really, and he gets it as an older coach with his first chance, is when sometimes you trade your best player. What does the rest of us guys think? Okay, like, are we playing for another couple years from now? So that's dangerous to where what the rest of the locker room is thinking, and that's where sometimes, again, a Shedeur could actually galvanize you.
Yeah.
Okay, during that, because you're going to need that now, somebody to galvanize and lead the team, because they were looking up to Miles, and now that guy's not there, somebody needs to be the guy.
Yeah, I think getting Jared Verse back in the trade does speak to, like, we're not just giving up on the season. We're looking for the future, but we can play right now with Jared Verse.
Oh, we absolutely can.
That was good.
And he's a gifted young man.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. It's just, what does everybody else think from a young player perspective? Am I going to throw my body out there, okay, with no concern for the future, like what you really want your guys to think? Or are they thinking, oh, hey, they're thinking about the future.
Yeah.
Should I think about the future? Because my ankle's bothering me today. So shouldn't I take the shot in there to go out and play? Okay. Yeah. Or I have the 2nd-degree tear of my ACL. Okay. Should I play today?
Yeah.
I always played. Okay, that's why I do surgeries all the time, and I have to do all this health and wellness stuff. Okay, it's figuring out. Okay, when I was playing and stuff, I was like, okay, God, I could play through this because technology will get better, and you smart people will figure it out. I didn't figure out that I had to figure it out myself.
This is the first time I've ever been called one of the smart people. So
now whose head's getting big, right? Yeah.
I do think there's a lot to say. Like, people misconstrue Shedeur's personality and his confidence is like he thinks he's better or cocky. I think in order, you have
to believe in yourself.
Yeah. To play at the highest
when you
level.
got dudes, like 300-pound dudes running around to kill you, you better have some confidence and belief. Like, no, that's the awesome trait.
Yeah.
Don't neuter that.
If you don't believe in yourself, why would these guys believe in you?
Yeah. Absolutely don't neuter that.
Yeah.
Don't suppress that belief, because that my biggest mentor and my first coach was Howard Snellenberger. He was the offensive coordinator for the 72 Dolphins, and Don Shula, one of the only undefeated teams, won the Super Bowl 1983 at the University of Miami. We won a national championship. And he said he had this massive belief. To believe is to be strong, and you believe in yourself. You could will and believe yourself to things, and you could make everybody else believe. And Shador, I believe, has that to make you believe you're good. Okay, I can make you believe you're smart. Okay, I can make, and that belief is what makes you strong and successsul. And he has it. He has
mind
that.
over matter, man. Mind over matter. That's what you're getting at, and that's what Shador has. I'm like you. I don't get the negativity part. He is, for whatever reason, a polarizing guy, and I don't know if it's his dad is part of that or whatever.
His dad's a winner too.
Yeah.
Why is that bad? Why is that bad?
And Dion, like, supreme confidence.
Yeah.
Supreme confidence, and that's why he took over games. That's why he has a number of Super Bowls. You know what I mean? But talk about the guys that were, like, influences in your life. You go from the coach you just mentioned. You had Jimmy Johnson. Then you have Marty Schottenheimer. Go back to Jimmy Johnson. And how was all that?
So as I drive down here today and I go past the Pro Football Hall of Fame on my drive down on 77, and I think of Howard Snellenberger, Jimmy Johnson. So proud to be the only guy to play with Jimmy Johnson 3 times.
Yeah.
The University of Miami, the Dallas Cowboys, and then again with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
To have Marty Schottenheimer, to have Bill Belichick, to have Bud Carson, to have Don Shula. One of the greatest calls I ever had. I played a Monday Night Football game, I think in 1990, and we're playing the Dolphins. And Shula's the coach on the other team. And in the first drive of the game, friggin' Offerdahl breaks my ankle.
Yeah.
Okay? Jesus. Like 5 after 9. The game started at 9 o'clock. It's 5 after 9. I got a broken ankle. And but I didn't know it was badly broken. And then I have this phobia of coming out of the game and then finding out, it wasn't broken. It was just a high ankle sprain. So like, oh my God, you can't come out for that. I don't want to look like I don't want to swear on anything. So I can't do that.
Sissy.
So I can't come out. So like they're like, well, we're going to take the tape off. Like, no, you can't take the tape off. Then it'll swell up. So they give me the shot underneath the tape. Yeah. And I'm like, so I play the rest of the game on it.
Oh, jeez.
And I threw 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Okay. Yeah, but got Marino'd at the end.
That happens.
And then the next morning, I'm limping out to the hospital to get checked. And Don Shula calls. And back then, even now, opposing coaches aren't allowed to call. They're not allowed to call like the other players.
Yeah.
And he calls me up and he's like, that was the greatest, toughest game I ever saw in my life. It was one of the coolest things for me. And I'm crying.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
wow.
the opposing coach called me to say that was the greatest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, I won't even do this podcast if I got a hangnail or something. I don't like typing if it hurts too much.
Fernie, when you were with, what was it? I think it was the Dolphins, and you came up with the spiking thing. Did you look that up before? Or was that just like a, hey, off the top of my head, I've always wanted to do that?
Wow. So that was 1994, I believe we ran the play.
Yeah.
So the very first time that play was run was in 1986. Okay. In the
great year.
In the Browns practice. So I'm so slow, okay? I'm not saying this to be funny or self-deprecating, but I'm slow and I can't waste plays. So I could throw the ball away, but I did not like spiking the ball because you're just giving up on a play. So you could throw a quick out, a 6-yard out in 1.3 seconds. Okay? You could spike the ball in about 0.3 seconds. Okay, so there's a delta of that 1 second. So I would say, like on spike plays or on those clock plays, I would notice that the defensive backs would be way off or they would be milling around. So if they're way off, you could get a 6-yard out. You could run maybe 2 yards, take 1.3 seconds. So if it's the 40-yard line, 35-yard line, and you're trying to kick a field goal, statistically, a 20-yard field goal is easier than a 52-yard field goal. So you play that move. You play that at the end. You play that at the end of the half or at the end of the game for a game-winning field goal. Well, then press coverage was happening, and I really get excited with that because now you're standing this close to me, and you think I'm going to clock it.
Yes, you just
okay, and you're sleeping. So I did that in practice. Drove Marty and Lindy Infante crazy. Like, what the hell are you doing? I go, I got to try this. I'm into this. So we practiced it all during the '86 season. The situation didn't come up. Now, if you could picture the Jets double overtime game, 1986. Okay, the end of the second quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
I do the clock play twice, and I hit a quick out, and we get a field goal before the game, before the second quarter. But it wasn't sexy, and I do it subtle, so you didn't really know, and the guys were off. Now I hit Webster down the sideline for that play down to like the 2-yard line to go in at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That was when the first time I called the clock play. If you remember, I throw it to Webb. He beat his butt. He was open. I sucked on my throw. I underthrew it. Okay.
2 overtimes, man. I don't know. Anybody would have been.
Well, it was at the end. It was actually we could have won. It was at the end of the fourth quarter. It was right before that field goal. I had it and I used it, and they bought it. I just sucked. Excuse me. I sucked on my throw. Okay? So on it, and I practiced that every day, everywhere I went from that point forward. So 86, 87, 88, 89, the situation didn't come up. Now I get 90. I'm doing that with Belichick. He waxed me in 93. Yeah. So I go to Dallas.
Yep.
I implement it with Dallas, but that situation doesn't come up. And then I'm a free agent the next year. This is 8 years later. I'm still running at practice because I'm obsessive. Okay, so to get it right. So we do it every day. I implement it with the Dolphins. Coach Shula, God bless you, had a lot of respect for me. So he let me implement into his offense that play. And then that was the first year of 94 was the first year of the microphones. Or the second year of it. And Coach Shula was so awesome, but he was letting me call the plays in. So he called the plays, but yet I was the one attached to Dan Marino.
Okay.
Calling in the plays. Oh. Okay. So, but I said, but it looked like you were calling them, but out of respect, to get it right. I was calling them. So the king came up, and Aaron Glenn was a rookie. He's now the head coach of the Jets.
Yeah.
So, it comes up, and we come back, and the situation's up. A rookie cornerback. The clock's running down. I'm on the microphone. Danny, it's the spike play, and we've been practicing it. So, that's a little long-winded for the story, but that's
awesome.
But the point of it is, some of these plays that these guys do, look at how long. Was it 12 years or whatever it was?
Yeah, I'll carry a play. I thought about it for a couple years, and I tried it in 86, and I carried it for 9 years. And now, of all the things I did, and I'm super proud of coming up with some of this health and wellness and actually still just being alive. Okay.
Hey, your coffee. I love your coffee, man. It's awesome.
Well, thanks. But that's to be able to sit here and pretend to be intelligent and stuff was tough to do with some of the things I've gone through. But now, you can't pick up a high school, college, or pro game playbook and see not only just everybody has the clock play, and everybody has to defend the clock play. So I have my own little sections now of everybody's training book, because there's evolutions off of that, and to see some of the evolutions that some of us have put onto that play,
that's cool,
is super cool. So you always, I was in is again a wannabe psychologist. When you least expect it. How you do little things is how you do all things.
Yep. Yeah.
So I always want to be on my game, and I always want the other team to think, that they better be on their toes, or we're going to get them.
I love talking to professional athletes like that. And you just, like you talked about, obsessive and like do the little things like you do and it's just like, that's what it takes to be at the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks. And it's even like, and again, I'm saying this in the spirit of a joke, but this is why as a wannabe humorist, that's why I get fired every 3 to 5 years on my announcing gigs and stuff.
But that's just, I can just like listen to that kind of stuff and like you're just like, I also think it's awesome that you can recall plays from specific games from 1986 and stuff like that. So just super cool. But
to the point where like even like this big thing with stealing signals and stuff. In the old days, everybody did, okay? And like I love Jimmy Johnson, okay? I love him, and we're doing a documentary, so I'm going to say only nice things because he needs to be on it and stuff, okay? But like we're plagiarists. Okay, so Jimmy had such a good disciple tree. Dave Wanstead, Dave Campo, Butch Davis, Jimmy Johnson. So they're all great guys. They're all my friends and stuff. But again, you want to beat your friends better than you want to beat anybody. So like I used to joke with them on stealing signals. Like they would go 4, 3, under, cover 2. Well, that's your fault that that's stolen. You deserve that, okay? Like, come on, man. Like,
a little more creative.
Yeah, like you're the like the Dallas Cowboys with the big old blue star, and then you've got like some guy wearing a big old orange jacket. 4, 3, under, cover 2.
Gee, I wonder what they're running.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we don't want to tie you up for the whole event, so you can go out and do everything you need to do. We really appreciate you sitting down with us. This is one of the coolest things I've ever got to do.
Hey, if you want to know more about Bernie, get his book. That book was awesome, man. That's part of the stuff that I knew I was asking you about. So if you want to get that, what's it called? Learn to Scramble?
Learning to Scramble, yes.
Yeah. I got it. Thank you for autographing for me. That was awesome. And get out to the store, buy it. You will learn a lot about Bernie. And the one thing you will learn, he knows every play because he knew the playbook. Back and forwards, man. That was awesome.
So awesome, man.
Awesome,
we appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Nice to meet you.
God bless, man.
Thank you so much, Bernie.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Right
Thank you.
Good. All right, we'll take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Tonight's live stream coverage of the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft is brought to you by Kalshi. Head over to Kalshi.com/Dawgs right now to join the action and follow along as we go through the night. Make your predictions for each pick as they come up. And what makes Kalshi different than other platforms you may have used before? We've all messed around with sports books before, right? And let's be honest, you're always kind of stuck just playing against the house. But with Kalshi, it's different, man. You're not betting against some sports book. You're trading against other people. There's no house trying to beat you. Kalshi just runs the marketplace. So if you think the public is wrong, like everyone's picking a certain prospect at the pick that's coming up next, and you think, no, I know who they're going to take, and this is the player I want to put my money on, you can literally take that other side of the market. And it's not just sports either. I mean, you can trade on other real world stuff, interest rates, inflation, even wild weather outcomes. It works like this. Simple yes or no markets, your risk is capped up front and your payout is locked in. It's honestly more like a stock market for events than anything else. So if you trust your own takes, and I know you guys do, go check out Kalshi.com/Dawgs and see what markets are live right now for you guys. So head over to Kalshi.com/Dawgs, KALSHI.com/Dawgs, DAWGS. Deposit just $20 and Kalshi's going to match you. They're going to put $20 free into your account. That's a great deal to get started. So again, Kalshi.com/Dawgs, $20 match when you deposit $20 into your account. And don't forget to head over to the dogspodcast.com/picks to enter your predictions for tonight for a chance to win a free Browns jersey. Kalshi participation is not required for entrance into the free jersey contest. This episode is sponsored by ButcherBox for Pets. Browns fans, ButcherBox for Pets has a deal you cannot pass up for your four-legged family members. Right now, you get 50% off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition dog food or...
All right, we're back.
Well, that was the coolest thing I've ever done.
That was... It's the thing. We've now interviewed Joe Thomas and Bernie Kosar on this show.
Two of the greatest Browns of all time.
Yes.
Dude, Bernie Kosar, I've got to meet him before. You can see he's a firecracker, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
And he
left his water.
Based on all the stuff that
He'll be back.
Yeah, that's the plan. But
I kept it here so he'd have to come back.
Yeah. And we're raffling this off, guys. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, he's remembers everything. He's still a great mind, and he does talk a little bit. I mentioned his book, concussions, that kind of stuff. He is with it. He's ready. He's the man, and it's a good time talking to that guy.
I like what he said about Shedeur Sanders, because coming from a former quarterback who did it at a very high level, to what he sees in Shedeur and everything, because I think a lot of the people that don't like him don't like his fans. They don't like Shedeur's fans. Shedeur Sanders himself, can anybody tell me anything that he has done or said that has been bad?
No, which is why I get so annoyed with some of his fans sometimes. Because I'm like they make excuses for him. And
he makes none.
And I'm like, guys, the person that you're so obsessed with doesn't make these excuses.
Right.
He doesn't accept poor play. He doesn't accept excuses for why he did or didn't do something. He takes accountability for the way he does. So I don't understand why you can't mirror that. Because I think Shedeur, in terms of personality, he's literally exactly what you want.
Have you been following any of the quarterback competition controversy with the Minnesota Vikings between J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray?
So I saw
like
a last week or 2 weeks ago, they kind of asked him how it was going, and Kyler gave like a really great answer, and J.J. McCarthy was like a total tool.
Yeah.
And then now I've heard that like Kyler is like, well, fuck you, if you're going to be like that, then I'm washing my hands of you.
So you have this situation going on. I bring that up because obviously Shedeur was asked the other day by the media about the quarterback competition, and I posted this on socials, wanted to get everybody's opinion. I thought his answer was, it kind of took me by surprise, because he didn't even talk about the competition. He's like, you guys look at it as competition. For me, I'm trying to get better than I was yesterday every day.
Yes.
And it's like, that speaks to that supreme self-confidence of, I'm not even worried about this competition because I have confidence I'm going to win. I just need to make sure I'm getting better. And I thought that was a very nice answer.
I thought the quarterback room was over like good. Like I think they're together, and they're a specific unit together that's trying to work to get better, regardless of the situation where they're going to be in a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
So you're going to try and push your leadership, watch, whatever. So he has $1 million or $1 million followers or whatever. It's a challenge. He has to read this book to 1 million people.
Okay.
And it has been blowing up.
Okay.
We're almost there.
Okay.
So it makes people go to your page and like your page and share it and help you guys.
Okay.
If you can just read it, it's about stroke awareness.
Okay.
Sure.
Take a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Come on, sit down.
Sit down.
Right on.
So
Now this is Toys for Tots, right? Through the pro. Here, go ahead and put your headset on there. What's your name?
My name's Aiden. Aiden Durst.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
are you a Browns fan?
Oh no! Yeah, we can't do this.
Say yes.
All right.
You don't have to lie.
Who you
We're
root for?
teasing you.
Say it.
The one and only Steelers.
I knew it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, they got to play in Cleveland and lose again this year.
It's okay. We're just giving you a hard time.
I got in this.
It's all good, bro.
I got
Yeah.
in this conversation in the Cuyahoga Falls Irish Festival last night. This guy sitting next to me, he's a Steelers. I'm like, how is it that you were born here and you're a Steelers fan? He goes, because I didn't have a team for 3 years. I go,
Well,
that makes sense.
One of our
So if
really
your
good
dad-
friends is a Steelers fan. He pitched for the Indians, Percy.
Really?
So we give him a hard time, but
All right.
we're the ones who lose.
So before we let you read, we're here with the toys, the Southeast Toys for Tots here at Hall of Fame Lanes, Canton, Ohio, Bowling with the Pros event. Great, raising money for Toys for Tots has been a great benefit so far. We're going to be here till 4 p.m. Why don't you tell? What do you got to do here, man?
I got to read a book.
Okay, you have to read it to 1 million people.
Yes. That's my challenge.
All right.
Okay.
How many have you read to so far?
I think 500,000
500,000.
so far. Got a dent in it. So
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Look
So
that's
he's.
good, man.
We're gonna let him read this book. We're gonna reach as many people as we can, help him hit his goal. So take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. This book is called Be Fast, Be a Superhero by Rajiv Narula and Ayan Narula. All right. In a small sunny town lived an amazing little boy named Sam. Sam loved 3 things the most: superheroes, cars, and spending time with his grandma. Sam loved wearing his red superhero cape everywhere. Grandma always told Sam he was her little superhero, and he must always take care of his twin sisters. One morning, as Grandma was about to leave for her morning walk, Sam stopped, asked her to have breakfast with him. Sam and Grandma were having their favorite breakfast, protein pancakes with fruit. Just then, Sam noticed something was wrong with Grandma. Sam quickly remembered a book he read and how to check if someone is having a stroke. He remembered the word be fast. B is for balance. Grandma was feeling dizzy, could not stand straight. That's not right, Sam thought. E is for eyes. Grandma had trouble seeing our cat Nikki. Grandma said it must be because her vision was blurry. That's not right. F is for face. Grandma's smile was droopy on the right side of her face. Normally, Grandma smiled really big for Sam. Sam knew something was wrong because Grandma only had half a smile. That's not right. A is for arms. Sam noticed Grandma was having trouble lifting her right arm, and she could not pick up her spoon to eat. That's not right. S is for speech. Grandma's speech was garbled, and she was not speaking like she normally would. Sam could not understand what Grandma was saying. T is for time. Sam knew time was important. He moved with superhero speed, grabbed Grandma's cell phone off the kitchen counter, and called 911 for help. What did Sam say to the operator? My grandma's not feeling well. He told her her name, his age, and his address. The friendly operator told Sam that the emergency medical team will be there quickly. EMTs arrived to the house to examine Grandma. We're here to help Grandma. They asked Sam when was the last time he saw her as normal Grandma. Sam said, we had breakfast together at 9 a.m. Then suddenly I noticed something was wrong. Great job, Sam. Thank you for calling us so quickly. We think Grandma is having a stroke. Sam asked, what is a stroke? A stroke is when blood suddenly can't get to your brain. Blood is like food for your brain. If your brain doesn't get blood, then it can make it hard to walk, talk, hold things, and see. Don't worry, we will take her to the hospital immediately and get her the help she needs. Because you were super fast, Grandma will be just fine. They gently took Grandma to the ambulance. Sam watched, feeling scared, but then remembered that Grandma always said he is her superhero. Superheroes are brave. Inside the ambulance, there are many tools. These will help us take care of Grandma on the way to the hospital. EKG monitor, blood pressure monitor, nasal cannula, oxygen tank, and medicine cabinet. At the hospital, doctors and nurses were ready. We need to act fast, they said. One nurse told Sam it was good he had cake because he acted like a superhero would. A stroke neurologist appeared on the screen and said, my name is Dr. Ashley. I'm a telestroke doctor, and I will be examining Grandma. Let's take a picture of her brain in this machine called a CT scanner. The telestroke doctor reviewed the CT scan of the brain, and with the help of a wonderful bedside nurse, gave Grandma a medicine called thrombolytics, a clot-busting medicine. Slowly, Grandma started moving her arm and speaking clearly again. Sam was amazed. Sam told the nurses that they were superheroes, and the clot buster was their superpower. Everyone agreed that Sam was a superhero. He recognized the signs of the stroke and acted fast, said the doctors. Grandma hugged Sam. My little superhero, she said lovingly. Sam even got an award by his principal. Sam said to his class, one day, I'll be a real superhero, a doctor, saving even more lives. But I'm still keeping the superhero cape. The end.
Right on.
All right, there we go. Thank you.
No problem.
All the signs.
Appreciate you being here.
Go, like, share.
Yes, share that. He's got to read that to 1 million people. He's about halfway there. So we need to get 500,000 views on this video. Yeah, we'll send you a check. No. But, hey, we appreciate you being here, doing this, being part of it. It's nice to meet you.
Thanks, man.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, Grandma sounded like me after I watched the Jets game this year.
No kidding.
A second kick return for a touchdown.
That was tough, man.
Oh, man. And be nice in the chat. We really don't need to hear this. Well, then get out of here, Jeff Tucker. It was for a good cause. We do charity things around here, and we're at an event.
That's how these live events go too. You never know. You got to roll the punches.
Man, at the end of the day, we want to be here and help people out.
Yeah.
Those people that we're helping out, they needed some help, and this kid needed some. He needed you guys to hear this for him, and good on him for doing that. And you suck for your comment.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to read a book at his age on a live stream. That's for sure.
So
yeah, no doubt.
But we're going to wrap it up here so we can go, so I can get home before I get in trouble. And maybe I'll buy some raffle tickets. Before we do, though, we got a couple more things we want to mention about events going on. First of all, huge shout out to the Tuscarawas County Browns Backers for throwing on an event like this and allowing us to be here to live stream it for you guys, to get to talk to a couple of players. Tuscarawas County Browns Backers are always putting on things like this. They just had Josh Cribbs last weekend at Shenanigans in Dover, which is kind of like their home base. Obviously, the Bowling with the Pros here today at Hall of Fame Lanes, which we're jumping off here at 1. They're going to be here till 4 o'clock today. So if you're local, stop out here. It's a great time. And then who they got next weekend?
It's not next weekend. It's August 1st.
August 1st.
But they want to make sure everybody knows well ahead of, or in advance here. They got Carlos Baerga coming.
Man, I'm leaving something behind to get autographed, man. I love Carlos Baerga.
Listen, if you're a young pup watching this, you might not know who that is. Carlos Baerga. But if you were alive for 90s baseball,
Indians baseball,
guy, first of all, there isn't anything like 90s Indians baseball.
Nothing.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That is the pinnacle. The Jacobs Field set the record for most consecutive sellouts. You watch a Guardians game today, unless it's a weekend game or a playoff game, that place is 3/4 the way empty. That was not the case in the 90s. That place, you couldn't get a ticket to an Indians game in the 90s. It was like, I still have Jim Thome, Kenny Lofton, Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez.
Oh,
I got this.
Sandy Alomar, Robbie Alomar.
Yes, Omar Vizquel.
Did you say Manny? You said Manny.
Yeah,
Manny
Charlie
Ramirez.
Nagy, Jarrett Wright for a season. Like, guys, there is the Indians baseball. They're the greatest teams that never won a World Series.
Oh my God!
Thanks, Jose Mesa.
Yeah,
so,
like Bartolo Colon and
Bob Wickman.
Yes.
Like, those 90s teams are.
What was the submarine? Paul Ossemacher.
Yeah. So if Carlos Baerga, I mean, that's a huge get for the Tuscarawas Browns Backers. I mean, he's one of the greatest Indians players of all time in the Cleveland Indians Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor, all that kind of stuff. So that's a big get. What day was that? August
1st.
August 1st.
I'm pretty sure. Now you got me wondering. Was it the 3rd?
We'll let him double check, but you don't want to miss that. Kenny, you had a couple of events you wanted to tell people about.
Obviously, we got a bunch of stuff going on with the Cleveland Browns Backers. This event was fantastic by the Tuscarawas Browns Backers. Biggest thing that I want to get across to you guys is the South Shore Browns Backers for the Tampa Bay game. They are doing their Browns Backers Bash Saturday, September 19th. It is 12 to 5 p.m. It's going to be fantastic, guys. Just make sure that you reach out to them. You can go to their website. There is an Eventbrite. You can pay to get into that. Also, the Nats will be the guys hosting the tailgate that day for that game. So, man, check those guys out. That's the main thing. There'll be some stuff going down for the Nashville. It's just coming together. I will be on air at some point about that. But for the most part, South Shore Browns Backers, don't forget it. If you're in Tampa Bay, don't miss out. They're going to have probably not one, but 2 alumni there that you'll want to hang out with. Just waiting to confirm who they are.
And that's week 2.
Week 2, yep.
Browns v. Baker.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
There's some fun storylines this year. Like, I know expectations aren't like, oh, we might contend for a title. But, man, I am excited for the season. I think it's going to be a fun year.
Baker, Kevin back in Cleveland.
Yeah. Just this young team.
I want that to be our Browns Backers. I want that to be our Dawgs podcast game.
Yeah.
It's late in the year for people. I get it's cold. Guys, I'm 50. I'll be 51 this year. I don't want to be in the cold more than you guys do, but I'm willing to get down to Cleveland to see that game.
Is that week 14?
I think
so. The Falcons, yeah.
Are we shocked that the NFL didn't take advantage and not make that week 1?
I was
kind of shocked.
I thought that would be week 1 for sure.
That would have been a nice one for week 1 too. I mean,
yeah.
The off season or the summer storyline narratives heading into that. I mean,
that would have
been good
I feel like it was missed opportunity.
Missed big time.
I don't like missing any of my my first week chapter parties, and that one I would have went down to Cleveland and say, sorry guys, we're not meeting this week or whatever. So.
All right, we wrapping up. We good to go?
Yeah, we can
told
wrap
the people
up.
everything.
I think so.
All right, we appreciate everybody who hung out with us here. Again, big thank you to the Tuscarawas County Browns Backers. Big thank you to all the players who are here today, putting in their time for such a great event. Thank you to the Southeast Toys for Tots for being here, allowing us to do this event for them. Again, if you're local to Tuscarawas County, Stark County, Summit County, Wayne County, and you can be here before 4 p.m. We're at Hall of Fame Lanes in Canton, Ohio, bowling, raffles, silent auction, everything. So it's a great time until 4 p.m. Huge thank you to Hanford Dixon and obviously the legend Bernie Kosar for sitting down, making Dawgs podcast history, and joining us on the show. And we appreciate all you guys who are here watching.